What's up, Lean Lifers? Nick Ehrlich here with the Lean Life Revolution. Boop! And today we are talking about how to get cut abs, okay? So we're not talking about defined abs. We're not talking about ripped abs. We're talking about cut abs. And when I think about really cut abdominals, I mean really clear, well-defined, deep cuts in your abs, okay? So when we look at the people that have those kind of cores, those insane waistlines, those insane 6, 8, 10, 12 packs, okay? There are things that they do that are important for us to put into our training. Now, obviously, if you want cut abdominals, your body composition is going to have to be in the single digits. That's just day one stuff. That's table stakes for this. So we have a lot of other videos about getting down to that kind of a body composition. And then obviously things like the Lean in 14 and the 6-pack protocol available at leanliferevolution.com. Those programs can help get you to that level of body fat so you can start seeing those abdominals. But let's assume that we're already in a body composition that's within striking distance of those kind of percentages, those single-digit body composition percentages. What are the training things? What are the other things that we can put in to really hammer in those abdominal cuts and get that core that so few people have but everybody wants? Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna incorporate weighted abdominal training. Okay, now I'm not a big fan of weighted abdominal training all the time, but if you're really looking for those deep abdominal cuts, adding some resistance to your core training is going to help you build those core muscles, especially that rectus abdominis, that 6-pack muscle. It's going to help you build that up a little bit, okay, to help give that extra pop when that body composition comes down. So this can be anything from a weighted crunch to a plank with a weight on your shoulder blades, like a weighted plank. This could be something like a weighted crunch machine or a hanging leg raise with a ball between your knees. Anything where you're adding a little bit of weight to an already effective ab training technique is going to help you get a little more pop in that rectus abdominis. Okay, now that being said, I only like to do this with a linear exercise, like a crunch or a leg raise, because I'm trying to stimulate just that rectus abdominis with weight, okay? Next is we're gonna make sure that we always have stimulation of our transverse abdominis. Now, the transverse abdominis is what you're working when you suck in your gut without holding your breath. So if you're ever at the beach and some really hot person walks by, you tend to kind of suck it in a little bit, all right? When you suck in, when you bring your belly button into your spine, you're stimulating that transverse abdominis, okay? And what's that? That's actually your internal weight belt. It's pulling your abdominal muscles into the center, which is how you're able to get kind of a temporarily smaller waistline until that person walks by and then you let it out again, okay? So we gotta make sure that we're always stimulating our transverse abdominis, especially when training our abdominals with resistance, okay? So if we're doing weighted ab training, it's important to make sure that we're maintaining that stimulation of our transverse abdominis by holding our belly button into our spine and making the smallest waistline possible before we begin that abdominal training technique. You'll find that by doing this, you're probably not able to do the number of repetitions that you would do ordinarily, all right? You're probably gonna be able to do less reps, but you're gonna be getting a deeper abdominal stimulation, which is gonna really help hammer in those cuts, okay? And then finally, the last thing you want to incorporate are abtivities. It's like activities, but with abs. Let's move on. Okay, it wasn't my best joke, but I had it. And I put it up there. I put it out there to the world. Okay, abtivities are sports and activities that use a ton of core. So the ones that stick out in my mind are things like yoga and martial arts training, okay? Guys in the UFC, boxers, guys who are big-time yoga guys tend to have insane abdominal development. And that's because with all those activities or abtivities, I'm gonna make this work. This is gonna stick, okay? In all those abtivities, you are constantly working and stimulating all the muscles in your core. With boxing, with punching, with kicking, with yoga positions, you are always using your abdominals to brace and move, okay? So think about finding activities where you can keep your core braced, do a lot of rotating and moving and bearing down while keeping your transverse abdominis stimulated, okay? By finding these abtivities and putting them into your workout. And sometimes it can be just as simple as throwing a pair of boxing gloves in your gym bag, going and hitting the heavy bag for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for a couple minutes after your workout, that can be a great ab finisher, and that can really help to hammer in those cut abdominals. Okay, so to review, how to get cut abs, laser cut, diamond cut, washerboard abdominals. 1, we're going to incorporate a little bit of weighted training in any of our linear abdominal movements. 2, we're going to make sure that we are always stimulating and bracing our transverse abdominis. And 3, we're going to find some good abtivities. I'm so proud of that. You're proud of that too. I know in the back of your mind, like, Nick, that's kind of funny. We're going to find some abtivities that you can do to stimulate those abs all the time. Check out the Lean in 14 program. Check out the 6-pack protocol on leanliferevolution.com. These things are made for this. And make sure to check out your free abdominal training video at leanlifeabs.com. Subscribe for more, follow for more. We'll see you right back here. Thanks for joining the revolution. Enjoy the rest of your day.